Today I learned I just screwed up my new truck warranty and I didn't even know it. Hey, it's Tim, Pickup Truck Plus HV Talk. I got an email from a fan named Chris who sent me the story from Torque News. And here's the story. And I'll tell you why I screwed up my new truck because I did the same thing this guy did and I didn't even think about it. Well, not exactly the same thing, but let's talk about this. So he says, help. The Ford F-150 I purchased new had 73 miles on it when I bought it from the dealer. The truck now has a major engine problem at 60,054 miles. Is the truck still under warranty or not? So there's an interesting question here. So this guy's concerned about his warranty, which makes sense because 60,000 miles, 5 years or 60,000 miles. So we assume he's under the 5 year limit and now he's at 60,000 mark. The dealer told him, no. Here's what it says. The truck has 73 miles on it when purchased new. The dealer is claiming that my powertrain warranty is no longer valid at 60,054 miles. From previous experience with other manufacturers, my warranty should be valid until I hit 60,073 miles. That's what he's saying. He's really trying not to come out of pocket for new turbos. So he's got an F-150, turbos went bad. It happens. I've heard this at times with turbocharged engines. So he's like, do I have to cover these out of pocket? Usually turbochargers are $2 to $3 a piece to replace, so pretty expensive. Or is it under warranty? So there's two obvious positions on this. The warranty expires precisely at 60,000 miles, no ifs, ands, or buts, or the warranty has duration of 60,000 miles, the time you buy the vehicle new. And there's a lot of people talking about yes, no, back and forth. So I was like interested in this because I looked this up as far as when the in-service date is. Because when I bought my wife a new Ford Ranger, we bought that as a dealer demo, which is different because that has the in-service date. So I did a little AI search on there, a little Google search, and I'm going to go up a little bit because this is more information. So a new car warranty typically starts on the date of the first retail sale, also known as the in-service date. So if you ever buy a new vehicle, they typically write down that you have a bill of sale and it says the sale date, and it always says how many miles are on the vehicle when you purchase it. That's really important, which really surprises me that this guy's dealer is yanking him around because that purchase agreement should say 73 miles on it, which should tell me his warranty should be good for 60,073 miles. So I think he's got a dink for a dealership here. Should go elsewhere, yell at dealership, or call Ford customer care and report to dealership. So I think dealership's kind of a jerk on this guy, but it does make it an interesting question. So when you buy a new vehicle, make sure you have the how many miles are on that vehicle information, because the Ford Ranger we bought, I think it already had a couple thousand miles on it when we bought it because it was a dealer demo. Because the in-service date is the date as when a dealer first registers the vehicle, even if it's used as a demo, loaner, or part of an incentives. This is in-service date is a crucial detail because that's the date when the warranty begins. So when we bought my wife's Ford Ranger, it had already gone through a couple thousand miles of the warranty. Now, I don't plan on keeping it for the full 60,000 miles because you know how I do my business. I'm always changing out new vehicles. But it did get me thinking about this because I hadn't really thought this part through. We got a discount on it, which I assumed was because of miles on it, right? So it's a used truck. So at that point, you take the hit, right? The new dealership takes a hit because new vehicle takes it, driver dealership lot. But it didn't dawn on me to think about the warranty also starting at the point was the in-service date. So that's interesting. So keep that in mind. So this guy, the F-150 guy, this guy should be covered in a warranty with the right dealership, but in service date. Now, there's other people have been talking about this, and this is rather interesting that this VW ID4 guy has talked about how his ID4, his warranty expired end of August, but he didn't actually start buying the vehicle until the end of January 2022, and the car was dealer demo, but it was purchased as a new car. So he's on the phone with the dealer because the dealer didn't do the paperwork right. So he's got some back and forth with the dealer trying to figure out what's going on with that. So that it's interesting. I've seen some people go back and forth what's going on with the car in service date as the key word there. What happens when it goes in service and when the warranty coverage kicks in and from the data car put in service, not when it was born, not when it got dealership getting delivered. Because the thing that's interesting is that vehicles will never be delivered with 0 miles on them because that's impossible. Because they got to get on a transport, they got to get transported to the dealer, they got to get rolled off the dealer the transport, they got to roll up. I mean, I think I've seen vehicles with under 10 miles. I think at times I've seen vehicles with low miles, but I've never seen a vehicle with 0 miles because you have to have some miles on it to be able to drive it around, right? To get off the transport and move around the factory to the transport. So you're going to have some miles on that. But it is interesting to think about paying attention to that bill of sale and when it's sold to make sure you have the miles written down there accurately. And that should be the date, and the miles should be when the warranty period begins. Or if you buy a demo vehicle like I did for Ranger, keep in mind that you're already using part of the warranty when you bought it. I didn't know that. So probably screwed that up. Is it going to matter to me and my wife? No. Could it matter to you? Possibly. But I just thought it was interesting information. Thanks for that hat tip to no hat tip there to Chris for sending that story. So I think that the customer with the F-150 just has got a bad dealer. Needs to go find a better dealer because it should be on his paperwork. You should have a dealer on paperwork said 73 miles, and you should be able to prove that to the dealer and say, "Look, you're wrong. Here's the information," or find a better dealership, or call up for customer care. So if you have a situation that comes up where you're dealing with a dealer that's a bad actor, a bad business, whatever, remember you can always escalate the matter. You don't have to go. You don't have to stay with that one dealer. The dealers are independent businesses. They're not part of Ford. Just because your dealership down the street has a big Ford oval sign, they're a franchise. They're not part of the Ford Corporation. So you can call the Ford corporate offices, which is a 1-800 number. You can Google it and find it. And you can call corporate and they can work out separate deals as well. So they're franchisees, which is what all dealerships are. And then there's corporate offices. And you can go to different franchisees as well. You can go to different dealership, get different answer to that problem too. So keep that in mind as well, that you're dealing with not Ford corporate when you deal with dealerships. You're dealing with franchisees to act in the manner in which Ford wants them to act. And sometimes they do, and most times they do, and sometimes they don't. So you don't have to stay with them. The more you know. There you go. That's what I did for you in this video. It's an interesting food for thought. As always, thanks for watching. I will see you down the road.